Shalom. I'd like to share some words with you on this week's Parsha, Vayeshev, from my book, Deep Waters, by Rabbi Arnie Singer, which you can get on Amazon.com. Joseph is the only biblical figure that is called a tzaddik by our sages. Now, a tzaddik is someone who never sinned. And Joseph is the one that fit this criteria because even though he came very close to sinning with the wife of Potiphar, at the last moment he overcame his evil inclination and remained pure. What is really a tzaddik? How do we describe a tzaddik? Now, of course, when we think about tzaddik, we have a certain image in our mind of possibly some of our great rabbis, long white beards, black and white clothing, saintly personalities. But let's see how the Torah describes Joseph. Joseph is described as being very handsome. The Midrash comments that he might have even spent a little too much time on his appearance, combing his hair, for instance. He was so handsome, of course, that the wife of Potiphar went to great lengths to seduce him. When Jacob blesses his sons on his deathbed, he refers to Joseph as the handsome one. So clearly Joseph the tzaddik, was not only physically attractive, but also made the effort to enhance his appearance. We also learn that Yosef had the ability to make people like him. First, he found favor in the eyes of Potiphar, the prison warden, and finally, the Pharaoh himself. Joseph also was knowledgeable in the area of economics and diplomacy. He developed and implemented a plan of momentous proportions to feed Egypt during the 7 years of famine while simultaneously acquiring all of the farmland for the Pharaoh. He became completely integrated into Egyptian society to the point that even his brothers failed to recognize him as being anyone other than Egyptian royalty. Despite his appearance, his secular knowledge, and total integration into Egyptian society, however, Yosef is still called tzaddik. In fact, I believe that that's precisely because of these attributes that he was a tzaddik. You see, one of the jobs of a tzaddik, particularly according to Hasidic teachings, is to elevate the sparks of holiness found in the mundane and the unholy. Joseph was able to raise up the sparks of holiness in the physical world. In order to do that, he had to be part of the physical world. A tzaddik in Judaism is not someone who totally separates himself from the world, moves up to a very high mountain and wears robes and is celibate. No. In Judaism, a tzaddik is someone who lives in the world, marries, has children, makes a parnasa, works, dresses nicely, is nice in appearance, is someone who is integrated in the world, someone that can influence the world, someone that can serve as an example for the regular people in the world. That was Yosef tzaddik, and Yosef is the example for all of us to be righteous, to be great people, but to live in the world and to be integrated into the world. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.